Hello there. It's Shannon. This is Sheepless Needles. This is my Stephen West MKAL Twist and Turns 2022 video vlog thingamabopper that you have happened upon. It's Saturday, you guys. Cheers. I got some coffee. We have One Ear hanging out. My coffee may or may not, just saying, have a little of this in it. You guys, if you like Kahlua, get on this. I'm just saying. Either company, if you'd like to sponsor me, I'm on board. But it's Saturday and it's been a rough week, and yeah, so cheers. So I have never done a video log series for an MKAL before, so we're just going to try different ways of approaching this and we'll see what works. But what I'm going to have Mr. Editor do is put some footage in of me during the week, showing you the progress, and then I will be back and we will wrap this up. I will try to be short and succinct, but if you've ever watched my podcast, you'll know that I may want that to be the way it's going to be, but it rarely happens. So, just sit tight, hang in. We'll get through this together. We got a whole month to figure this out, so let's do it. So today was the release of the first clue for the knit along, and I've been in meetings all day. So it's like, I don't know, 5:15. I was like, let me just throw on the clue. Let me read this clue. It's like, oh, I think I need to, I took a look at it. I was like, oh, I think I need to watch the video. Sometimes I think, oh, I won't watch the video. I'm just going to try. I'm watching the video. So anyway, I put the video on and immediately it was like, I don't think I should try to start this tonight. There's a lot of counting. There's a lot of counting, and I need beer right now because I had a long day. Anyway, it just cracked me up. So I don't know if you when I post this video, it'll be at the end of the week. So when Clue 2 drops, I will be posting my video about Clue 1, if that makes sense. So I don't know about any of you who threw on that video and was like, I got it, I'm going. I looked at it, I was like, that's a lot. And it's really not. But it just my headspace today, Okay, so anyway, I'll check back in, but I just cracked myself up, and I hope you guys are knitting like there's no tomorrow. Day 2, Clue 1. Wanted to check in because something is making me laugh. I don't know how many check-ins I'm going to do during the week for this kind of journal series that I'm doing. Obviously, I'll do a final entry when I finish Clue 1. And then I'll post that video to YouTube, and that'll be session 1. But for right now, I kind of lied to you guys, and I didn't mean to, because I told you I wasn't going to be. If you hear that, that is Smithers' auto feeder, and he is going to book down the stairs to eat. Anyway, I told you I wasn't going to knit, but I got on FaceTime with my sister who had knit a sizable chunk, and then I got jealous. I was like, well, I got to knit something. So I knit for a couple hours last night. And then I think I got through row 6. I was like, I'm going to bed. And so I worked today, and then I knit a little bit. And so I'm going to show you where I'm at. I am to the point where I need to do the 11 pattern repeats. And I think it's a good stopping point for the night for several reasons, because I want bourbon, and it being the biggest one. But the thing that is interesting to me is that I have decided, and I don't know if this will hold true for the entire knit along, but at least for Clue 1, I'm not watching ahead in the Clue video, meaning that I stop the video and I knit what he says, and then I restart it and I knit what he says. So I have stopped the video clue at the pattern repeat. So once I'm done with the 11 repeats, I'm going to need to actually get the pattern back out and read it. So I don't really know where this is going beyond the way it looks right now, which is what is making me laugh, because you guys, okay, let's get her. And no, I don't have her named yet. I'll name her when she's done. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I'm sure you guys recognize it. It's a little Charlie Brown chevron, which I enjoy. But you guys, oh, what do those look like? They look like yarn shrimp. Yarn shrimp. I don't want to do any more yarn shrimp. I hope we do something with the shrimp. He said that we were going to do something interesting. He didn't call them shrimp, and he acted like they weren't shrimp. Now, I'm just saying, they're oddly familiar. Technique is different, but oddly familiar. So that's where I'm at. I am a little concerned. Like, first of all, I am a loose knitter, so there's that. But I have holes, like rather large holes. And I'm stretching this, so I don't know if it'll really be that way. On the make one lefts and make one rights. And I'm following the right technique. I don't really know what to do about that. And I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. So I don't want to check. Like, I'm worried about logging into the Ravelry group because I don't want spoilers. I don't want to see the finished clue. But if you are knitting this, I guess by the time I post this, I'll know if I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'll do a different technique on one of the repeats and see if the holes look different. But really, what other increase am I going to do besides a make one left, make one right? I mean, I can do like a backwards loop cast on, but what else am I doing? Right? Like, so I don't really know about that. So I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's where I'm at. Yarn shrimp and all. I am very excited. I love the colorways. I do love the colors. And I'm really like watching my sister knit hers because she got one of the yarn kits from Stephen and Penelope. And it's a dominant pink. So it's like a magenta and a lighter pink that she's working with for her main and contrast. It's really pretty. And it just dawned on me that these are going to look so drastically different, as they all do, by the colors that we pick, right? And I just am so excited to see other people's palettes. Whoop, don't do that. Sorry, I'm not talking to myself. I have somebody in my lap. Oh, Maggie. Oh, she's crabby. Look at that face. Look at that face. Yes. I love you. Oh, I love this kitty. Yes. She likes to type, so she might turn off the camera, and that's okay. That would be the clue that it's time to go have bourbon. I have no idea what I was saying. Oh, the color palettes. Yeah, I'm super, super excited to see everyone's palettes because I just think everything looks so drastically different. And, I always have a little bit of like buyer's remorse or envy when I see someone's palette and it's coming together and you're just like, that is stunning. So I'm very excited to see what everyone's doing, but I do want to wait until I'm done with the clue before I look at anything. I just don't want it ruined. I'm going to see how long I can last that out. What's going to end up happening is because I'm a slower knitter, when we get to clue 3, probably I'm going to fall behind. That's typically what happens. I'm usually okay for the first 2 clues, and clue 3 puts me out. So I don't know. We'll jury out. We'll find out. And listen, if you're a snow litter, if you're a snow litter, just hang out with me, have some bourbon, and we'll get it done when we get it done. All right, I will check in again. I'll probably check in 1 or 2 more times. Last time will be me showing you the final product of the clue, and we'll go from there. It's Wednesday. There's not a chance that I'm going to have clue 1 done by tomorrow morning. So I am, just literally on my lunch right now, not having the best of day. I don't know. Where are you guys at with this? First of all, I have to say that I love, 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 love. Do I know what I'm doing right now? I don't even know what I'm doing. I love my colors. I really, really do. The other thing I will say is my hands are so tired of make one lefts and make one rights are pretty easy. Make one lefts are harder for me. that my left wrist is like, yeah, screw you, lady. We are on strike. So I just feel like I'm moving super slow. And I think the other thing is once I turn a camera on, I immediately start knitting slow. So I'm a slow knitter to begin with, but this is like excessively slow. Here's where I'm at. Okay. I have how many? Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on the 11th contrast color stripe, which means I have 2 more repeats and then the final repeat, which isn't the full repeat. So really I'm on the one of 4 repeats. Now, I think today, honestly, I think I can get through 2.5 repeats, but that's going to be it. And I'll finish the rest tomorrow. And I will post a video. I will not post this video until I'm done with Clue 1. So hopefully what I would say is that I would be done Thursday night. Steve will probably edit Friday or Saturday. And hopefully my Clue 1 video will be up Sunday. So I don't know when you're watching this, but if it's way past Sunday, that means something went really wrong. Hey guys, it's me. It is Thursday morning. It is Clue Drop Day. And I know you all finished Clue 1, right? I bet you're wondering if this girl here finished Clue 1. Hi, One Ear. Well, it's bright and early in the morning. It's before the clue drops. I've got a meeting out of town that I have to go to today. So, well, let's just, let's do this. Okay. It is Thursday, October. I don't have my watch on. I have no idea what the date is. 13th? Maybe 13th? So, you guys, in my angry uterus bag, fat squirrel fibers is where I'm at. Are you ready? I think you're ready. Let's just do this. Let's rip the Band-Aid off, people. Not a good sign. I'm not done. You guys, I didn't make it. Dun, dun, dun. But let me show you where I'm at. Okay. I'm almost there. I'm almost there, you guys. So you're supposed to have what? 14 contrast color stripes where I'm at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Listen, I'm calling that pretty dang close. I will be done today. So technically I will be done on Clue Drop Day, just not before Clue 2 drops. And listen, you know what? If you're ahead of me, I think you're fabulous. If you're with me, I think you're fabulous. If you're like 5 repeats behind me, I think you're fabulous. I think you have to enjoy this while you do it. So I don't ever want to put pressure on myself. Like last night, I was like, oh, I should just finish this. And it was 9 o'clock. And I knew I had a meeting today. I was like, girl, put yourself to bed. Stop. Just enjoy it, knitting it, or you're not going to enjoy knitting it. Enjoy knitting it, or you're not going to enjoy knitting it. Let that sink in. For those type A personalities. Not that I know any. So, yep, that's where I'm at. I'll show you a picture of when I'm done. And then I'll have Steve throw the footage up. I hope no one is expecting like high-tech editing for this series. I've never done a vlog like this before, so I'm going to play around with it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it's short and sweet, which is the goal. I'm super stoked, you guys. I'm so excited to see what Clue 2 is because I kind of want to know where this is going, but I'm really worried I'm going to watch Clue 2 before I finish. So like put vibes out there. Hey, Shannon, just finish and then watch Clue 2. Don't go ahead. Don't go into the light, Carol Ann. Hey guys, I'm back. It's still Friday, and I'm going to count something here. Hold on. We got a 1. We got a 2. We got a 3. Nope, we don't. We dropped it. Now we got a 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. If you've been knitting Clue 1, what do you think I just did? That was my last, hopefully, for Clue 1, fucking cable cast on. You guys, I cannot tell you how satisfying this is. I can't, there are no words to express to you how satisfying to do these little loopity doopity doos. Man, you guys, I am done. Now, it is Friday. It is, it is 5:30. I think I might watch part of Clue 2, but I think I'm done knitting for the day, so I don't think I'm going to start until tomorrow. But where are you at with it? I'm going to wrap this up, so let me finish this row so you can at least see this. But, what was I going to say? See, I've got knit on the brain. I can't even think straight. What was I going to say? I have no idea what I was going to say, you guys. Well, what I will do is I will get this finished up and I will show it in its entirety. And I will give you how much, I'll give you like totals of yarn and stuff a little bit later. And then we will be ready for clue 2. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's make some loopity doops. What do you guys think of this color that I chose? I'm happy with it, to be honest. I was a little on the fence. Now I'm going to tell you, I am, I am a little concerned about the lighter color, only because I have a habit of spilling things, and you know, I'm a little bit like Pigpen, I guess. You know. Let's move this a little bit. Whoop, I'm stuck on my keyboard. All right, I need to come back over. Sorry. Oh, that looks very weird. Okay. But when you get to this part of the pattern, or if you've done this part of the pattern, let me know how good it feels just to be like, oops. Because, yeah. It is a cool effect. I have never done this before. As is the case with every single Stephen West shawl, I always do something that I've never done before. And that is one of the things I love about his patterns. And his teaching is just phenomenal. So that was my week of knitting. So let's just get into this. First of all, well, hello there. Look at this beauty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You guys, I love my colors. I love my yarn. I love everything about this. I think this is the top just by the shaping. My sister and I were talking about it. Because I don't think that would be the top. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't think I do. This is what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? Oh, sorry, microphone. Yeah. So you guys, first of all, the yarn I'm using. Company I can't pronounce, but my colorways. It is 100% mercerized cotton. It supposedly is fingering weight, but I'm going to tell you, I think it's more of a light sport or a heavy fingering weight. And this is where we'll get into concerns. Let's talk about the first major concern was, I don't even know what time this morning my sister was texting me, and it just dawned on me. I was like, wow, I used a lot of yarn in clue 1. Did you feel that way? Did you get through clue 1? Are you wrapping clue 1 up going, I'm using like way more yarn than I think I should be? Because that's the feeling that I had for the last 3 repeats. And let's be real here. What the clue dropped on Thursday, I did not finish clue 1 until Friday, yesterday, after 5 p.m. So that was a lot of knitting, and it was a lot of yarn. And I say it was a lot of yarn because that's what I have left of my main color and my contrast color from the first 100 grams of each, right? So I weighed this. So I started with 200 grams. This is only 5 grams. That's a lot. Now, I did hop back on Dot's Yarn Den and reorder yarn. I don't know how much of it I'll really need, but I'm going to need some of it because I think I miscalculated. I don't think I was thinking about the fact that the yardage on this is shorter than the yardage for a fingering weight would have been. And I thought it was fingering weight, but even once I started using it, I was like, this is a little heavy to be just like a light fingering weight, which is fine. So I now have solved my running out of yarn problem. I don't think I will. Well, I can't. Well, I won't now, but I think I would have had I not reordered. So let me know in the comments how you're feeling about how much yardage was used in clue 1. And piggyback to that would be, did you think that clue 1, if you've done a West MKAL before, did you think that clue 1 was heavier knitting than past clue 1s have been? I do. Now, I do think that. I do think it was a lot more knitting. But I don't know if that's because I've blocked out. Blacked out that time frame of clue 1 in past MKALs, because maybe it was so painful. I was like, oh, whatever. I won't remember this. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think that, yeah, I think it was more knitting. And yeah. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought about the level of knitting, how much knitting there was. Now, I will say it was heavy knitting, but it was not heavy technique. I think that shawlography was a lot of technique thrown at you with maybe not as much actual physical knitting, but just the amount of your brain you had to use to get through certain sections of shawlography. It was a little painful. I don't know if anybody else felt that way. I felt that way. Yeah. So on this one, I feel like it was pretty straightforward. You know, if you can knit, you can purl, and you know how to increase, really, that's what you're doing. Concerns about it? The only thing I will say, it's not really a concern as much as it is a critique, and maybe it's just me, but like literally, I don't want to do any more 12 cable cast-ons. I really don't. My wrist doesn't want to do it. My brain doesn't want to do it. And literally, we were going to have a moment like repeat 11. I was like, whatever. I don't know. That would be my only, there was a little bit of fatigue towards the end. And I think, it was so much knitting that by the time you hit the 8th or ninth repeat, you know where the finish line is, you know where you're going, but you also know how many hours it's going to take you to get there. And that is like just crushing sometimes. In the same way, like, I don't know if there's any runners out there, but when you're near the end of a race, like for me, I've never run a marathon, but I've run half marathons. When you hit the last like 3 miles of a half marathon, that last 3 miles, maybe just, yeah, like when you're counting down from 3 to 2 to 1, that 3 and 2 are awful because you know that you're running whatever your pace is and you know how much time you have left, like how long it's going to take you to get there, and you just want it to be done. Like you had fun the first half, the second half, you're like, oh my God. That's how I feel about Clue 1. Like by the time I hit repeat 8 and 9, I was like, oh my gosh. And I will say that by the time I hit repeat 8 and 9, I want to say those rows were taking me anywhere, depending on which row it was, anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes to knit. So that's heavy. So that one color repeat was taking like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes for me. And that would progressively get longer when you hit a new repeat because you're adding stitches. So it goes by really quickly in the beginning, but when you get to the end in famous West style, you're going out with a shebang. I mean, like there's some commitment there. So yeah, that's how I felt about the end of Clue 1. And I don't know how you guys felt, but leave it in the comments. I mean, I think that mentally I'm prepared for that because I've knit Stephen West before, and you kind of know what you're getting. You know what you're in for, and you know it's worth it every time. But you also know, like, oh, you're going to have that moment where you're just like, I just want to be done. Can we move on to something else? And that is kind of the feeling that I had maybe around repeats 9 or 10. Now, the other thing that I wish I had paid attention to or maybe really taken in was that the stitch count isn't that important. And it's really not if you think about it. Like, you don't need to stress at all about your stitch counts in the loop-de-loops because you braid them. Like they're not serving a purpose where you need to pick up stitches on them. So I let that go probably, I don't know, repeat 7 or 8. I kind of figured it finally sunk in. I was like, why am I stressing? If you have not knit it yet and you're watching this and you're thinking about it, do not stress about your stitch count. Do not frog or tink back if you're missing stuff or you added stuff. It is not a big deal. The only thing I will say that you want to make sure of is that when you're looking at your chevrons in the center and between the braids, you just want to make sure that when you're doing this, if I can show this properly, like here's your center line, right? You just want to make sure that you have the same number of stitches on either side of that center stitch. Really, that's all that matters. And that it's growing, bigger as you go with the color repeats. So Other than that, you don't need to have like that moment where you're like, shit, I dropped a stitch or, you know, whatever. Don't worry about it. I only tinked back half a row on clue 1. That was it. That was my only tinking. And it was because I don't know what I was watching. I think I might have been watching Justin Hawkins Rides Again because I think he's hysterical from the darkness. And I got totally into what he was talking about. And I, for some reason, did 2 make one lefts at the beginning of one of those chevron repeat things. And I did not, I was like, well, I can just hit this on the way back and like knit 2 stitches together and not worry about it. I was like, crap, that's going to show on the right side though, just because of where I was in it. I was like, and that's not what, I don't want to look at that. So I decided to tink pack and correct it. I'm glad I did it, but that's the only thing I did. I didn't have any like, when we were doing shawlography, there was those, not the pie piece wedges in the beginning, but there were was it not the brioche, but there was like a short row wedge on either side. I had to frog an entire one of those. I think I had to, like, there were several sections that I had to frog and restart on that, which honestly, I'm fine with. But I did not have that in this. So if you are new to this MKAL or you're new to MKALs and you've seen the finished clue and you're looking at like, oh my God, that's overwhelming. It's really not. It is really straightforward knitting. Clue 1 is. There aren't any crazy techniques in clue 1, unlike past MKALs. Yeah, I think that we did more knitting and less technique in clue 1. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Let me know how you're doing on your yardage. If you're having a moment where you're like, oh, I don't know about this. He did make a comment. Now I have not watched all of clue 2 yet. I've only watched to learn what section 1 and section 2 are. And then once I'm done with section 1, section 2, I'll continue watching. Hopefully, sister, if you're watching, no one will spoil what the next 2 sections after that are. But if they get spoiled, they get spoiled. So yeah, I don't know. I really can't. I knew right away when I started watching it, I was like, I need more main color. Like I can already tell you that. So I'm glad I placed the order. We're just going to continue on. The other thing, you guys, what does this make you think of? I immediately, 2 things. I don't know why. I immediately think of David Lynch, Twin Peaks, that lodge, which made me want to maybe do a cranberry instead of this acid green. I might still do that. I don't know, but I need you to decide real quick because I'm going to start this today and this color is in there. You're going to have to wait till next weekend to see if I do a David Lynch or not. The other thing it made me think of, and this is just in my memory, so I could have it completely, anomalies. Sorry. I could have this completely backwards in my head and not be remembering it right. But there was an episode of The X-Files, which, hello, best show ever. And I don't care if it doesn't hold up. The pride and the love. Oh, anyway, there was an episode. It was the Cher episode. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But they wrapped the house in that kind of carnival fabric before they did the spraying. It reminds me of that. I don't know why. It just like popped up in my head. So yeah, what does it make you think of? And where do you think it's going? And what do you think of it? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The little goth in me really wishes I had just bit the bullet and been like, fuck contrast colors and done like black and like a dark purple or black and a dark gray. And then my accent could have been like a blood red. If this is not a slog of a knit by the end of it, which I'm not saying it's going to be, and I'm not saying I have a negative attitude. If it's something that I would want to reknit, that is how I would reknit it. Because I am really worried that I'm going to get this dirty. You guys, I'm clumsy. I'm not, I have cats. I have bunnies. There's pee, there's poop, there's puke. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's life. So I'm just hoping that I don't regret that. But anyway, so yeah, and I don't know, I can't figure out after seeing part of Clue 2, like, how is that? Like, I want to know how it's tying together in the end. And I know I'm not going to know yet, but that's what I love about MKALs. They're so much fun. You guys, the little geek knitter in me is loving this. I hope you guys are loving it. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about it. Let me know any reservations, comments, or concerns that you had going through. Like, is it yardage? Is it the technique? Is it, whoa, my hands are hurting? Whatever it is. Yay, you guys. Okay, next weekend, we'll see what color I end up going with. Who knows? You know, when I think about this, though, logically, you know what's going to happen if I use a blood red? It's going to bleed the fuck all over that. You know what? Sometimes you just have to take chances in life, don't you? I guess you'll have to wait and see. So, have a good week. Happy knitting to you. Finger exercises, come on, you got to exercise them. Do little, little chichas, get those forearms stretched out. I'm not kidding. It's really important ergonomically to take care of your forearms, your wrists, and your shoulders. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. Bye.